Somebody ring the dinkster. That was a good one. I just got an insta headache. Love that for me. I'm sweating like a... Have a seat, kids. Daddy Den-Den's gonna tell you a little story. The first Les Paul that I ever owned was an Epiphone Zakk Wylde Bullseye. That's right. Go me. My parents got it for me for Christmas because they're better than your parents. However, it unfortunately was not in the best shape, so they found a guy local to us that works on guitars and they sent it over to him. And let me tell you, the guy they chose was an ass. You know that phase after high school where you're unreasonably mean to everybody all the time because your brain's not fully developed and your hormones are blowing your back out? That's how this guy was, but he was like 50 years old. I get why his wife left, that's all I'm saying. But anywhooser, they sent my Bullseye to him to get set up, and when it was ready, me and my dad went to go pick it up. We waltz on into his shop. He's sitting there at the front looking like someone pooped in his cereal. There was also another guy in there who was just sitting off to the side, and I kid you not, once we walked in, he stared at us, got up, grabbed a Les Paul off the wall, and started playing it while still staring deep into my soul. And I'm like, dude, I'm 13. What's happening here? Les Paul people are so weird. Anyway, my dad pays Grumpus McGee and then he goes to get the guitar. Scrooge hands me the guitar and he says, I top wrapped it for you. And I say, cool. I don't know what that means. And he lets out a sigh with a lethal amount of sass behind it, as if a 13-year-old who's barely played for a year is just supposed to have that knowledge. So he goes, when I strung it up, I wrapped the strings over the tailpiece. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's how Zakk Wylde does it. And I was like, say no more, Haas. I'll do that for the rest of my life. So for the next 2 or 3 string changes, I top wrap my Les Paul, because I wanted to be cool like Zakk Wylde. And then one day I was like, does this really do anything? And I decided to string up my Les Paul the regular way. And I must not have felt a difference because I never top wrapped a Les Paul again after that. What is up, all you titillating top rapping tits? Den here. Now that story was back when I was a little homunculus. I didn't know anything. This was back when I thought mega churches and Republicans were the good guys, and Transformers 2 was a cinematic masterpiece. My frontal lobe wasn't all there yet, guys. Now I should mention that within the Les Paul tribe, there are little tribes within the tribe, because everyone's got to feel special, right? There are people that only play Gibson Les Pauls. There are people that only play Epiphone Les Pauls. There are people that love pick guards, and there are people that hate pick guards. And there's people that base their entire personality off of the fact that they top wrap their Les Paul. Now, all of these groups would not hesitate to fight each other to the death at 2 in the morning in an IHOP parking lot. But the top wrapping people are just a little bit more passionate than everyone else, which is kind of crazy. It's not that big of a thing to do, but some people are like, that's my thing. I'm one of those guys. High school is my life. You see, the whole idea of top wrapping your Les Paul is to lessen the break angle of the strings at the bridge. They say top wrapping your Les Paul makes the strings slinkier, that it'll help you evade taxes, it'll make your dick bigger, your kids will start talking to you again. Stuff like that. So for today's video, I'm gonna try top wrapping once again. And we're gonna bust out the LTDs for today's video. I've been giving Gibson and Epiphone way more attention than they really deserve, if we're being honest. So we'll give some free promo to a brand that actually knows what quality control is. This is my LTD EC1000T in Satin Honeyburst. This is the guitar we're gonna give some top to today. Why did I leave that in the script? She's gonna be our test subject today, because she's so good she can lick paint off walls. I think the devil's lettuce firmly kicked in when I was writing this script last night. Now, she is currently not top wrapped, but here in a second, I'm gonna play it how it is right now, just so I can get a mental image of how this guitar feels to play when it's strung up normally. Then we're gonna top wrap it with some 10s, which is what I usually use on my guitars. Then I'll play it top wrapped, and I'll see if I can feel, or maybe even hear, a difference. I'm not gonna hear a difference. I'm sexually close to being legally deaf. Then I'm gonna go back and forth with 2 other guitars. The first one is gonna be my LTD EC1000T CTM in vintage gold satin. Besides the pickups and visual appointments, these are pretty much the exact same guitar. And I'm leaving this one strung up normally, that way I can go back and forth between a top wrapped and a not top wrapped Les Paul. Well, these aren't Les Pauls, but you know what I mean. Then I'm gonna compare it to my Gibson Les Paul Studio. Yeah, I know, I lied earlier. I do have to give them a little bit of attention in today's video. And that's only because instead of top wrapping this guitar, I just raised the tailpiece up a little bit to lessen the break angle, which is a cardinal sin to some of your grandfathers out there, because they claim that raising the tailpiece just obliterates the sustain on your Les Paul, but no, it's fine. Yeah, enough clenching our cloacas. Let's actually get into this. Yeah, I I should have warmed up before doing this. Genius idea. All right, I think I've got a pretty solid idea of how this guitar feels, strung up normally how it is right now. All right, honkies, let's do this. That was satisfying. So yeah, instead of putting it in this way, you're gonna put it in this way. You're gonna go in the back door, pull it all the way through, and then around. Okay, so like who else top wrapped their Les Paul? I know Jimmy Page did it for a little while, Zakk Wylde did it for a little while, Billy Gibbons does it, Dwayne Allman did it, Joe Bonamassa does it. Oh my God, did you guys see him crash out this weekend on Instagram? Should I just leave the headstock like that, guys? Just kidding, I'm not a jackass. Raise you up. So initial thoughts, it does feel a little bit slinkier and a little bit flubbier, but I don't know if I like that. I really felt it when I was playing battery. The top string was a little bit flubbier and it kind of messed up my picking pattern at first just because the string was flubbing around more. I feel a little bit for like vibrato and stuff like that, but it's not as crazy as you would think it would be for how passionate some people are about top wrapping their Les Paul. Brilliant idea to just raw dog a guitar video without warming up at all, Denny. Oh yeah, G string was out. What a shocker that is. Yeah, the break angle now is like almost completely flat. And yeah, you definitely can feel it a little bit. It's not crazy. It's not the craziest thing in the world. The way I see everyone talking about top wrapping their Les Paul, they act like it's like smoking meth out of God's dick, but it's not that crazy of a difference. You can feel it, but it's not that crazy. I probably just need some time to like actually get used to this level of slinkiness. Even though it's not a crazy leap in slinkiness, it's just enough to where it's fucking with me. And it's kind of pissing me off, I can't lie. Yeah, I think I just need to take some time or just not top wrap my guitars if I'm being, I think I'm gonna take that path. I don't think I like this, guys. It's fine if you like it, but I don't think I enjoy it. I'm plugging this one in now just to make sure. But yeah, it feels better. Okay, the point of this video was to see if there's actually any difference between top wrapping and regular not top wrapping. And yes, there's a difference. I, however, didn't anticipate that I would not like that difference. I think I much prefer it not top wrapped, TBH. Yeah, I don't think I like top wrapping, guys. I just gotta be reals with yas. Ugh. Oh, my phone fell right on my guitar. That's fucking sick. Fucking tight, dude. I love that. I know this one ain't gonna be in tune. It's not in tune, it's not in tune. Fuck! Yeah, this feels better also. Like I said earlier, I just raised the tailpiece on this one. Yeah, while this eased up on the break angle quite a bit, it didn't make it almost straight like how top wrapping does. Plug this doof in one more time. So I would say we learned a lot today, friends. Top wrapping your Les Paul does indeed make a difference. However, it is a difference that I personally do not like. And I guess that's okay. We can't like everything. But yeah, I really gotta stress that it's not that crazy a difference, but it's enough of a difference to where if you've played guitar for a little while, you probably will feel the difference. I feel like it's kind of like a tone wood kind of thing, to where it's like, yes, tone wood does make a difference, but it really doesn't make that much of a difference. You know, like some people hear it, some people will not. But the people who are elitists about it, they like get mad at you for not being able to hear a difference. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not Daredevil. I can't hear everything. I can barely hear anything. Actually, I don't know. I noticed the difference with top wrapping. It wasn't a crazy difference, but it was just enough to piss me off a little bit. Maybe I just need to spend a little bit more time getting used to how this guitar feels now that it's top wrapped. But I'm not gonna lie, once I change these strings again, I don't think I'm ever gonna top wrap any Les Paul ever again for the rest of my days. Unless you guys want me to go through this again in the future. Maybe we could do something goofy and try and top wrap like 14s or something. Yeah, I personally didn't like it, but if you like it, that's cool also. But I just need you guys to know, I don't like it. Yeah, I think it just made the strings a little too flubby for moi. And if you're one of those weirdos that's super anal about people top wrapping their Les Pauls and you get super butthurt when people don't do it, you're just kind of weird. Stop doing that. I just proved today that not everyone is gonna like a top wrapped Les Paul. I did, however, confirm that it does indeed make a difference. So you're welcome for that. There were tons of other people that were already saying it makes a difference, but I'm just one more of those persons. So you're welcome. I think that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. As always, make sure you go down there and leave a comment. I love to hear what you guys have to say. Share the video around. Embrace your inner police officer and brutalize that like button. And if you regularly watch my videos and you haven't already subscribed, then I'm going to top wrap all your Les Pauls so you can realize how much it fucking sucks. Oh shit. Okay, when I dropped my phone on my guitar or my guitar on my phone, I don't remember which one, but a guitar and my phone made contact and it actually cracked my screensaver. I can finally get a new one. Real quick, I just want to give a big shout out and a thank you to Cosmic Steez, A Horse Running, Solar Flare, Suno Verma, Rob Heath, Bad Joe Guitars, Brandon's Battles on Corner, Bandage Knives, Jan Chocolate, Leagues Beneath, and Scott Toman. These little stinkies are my current channel members and their support really does mean a lot. If you want to join them, get a shout out in my longer videos, get access to the members only videos, and just help support this channel in a bigger way, then you can go down there, click the join button, tiers start as low as 3 schleemies. There's also the super thanks button down there if you just want to give me some money, but I'm done being a tool. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Farewell.